Hey guys, it's Top That. I have a Toro power head on my weed eater combination. You know what I'm talking about. The weed whacker thing. And the primer has not been working for a while. So can still get it started, but you gotta crank it a bunch of times to pull the fuel in. So I saw they had uh, sort of a universal primer bulb kit at Home Depot. Says it fits Toro 2004 and newer. Says gas blowers, but whatever. It looked like the same one. So I'm gonna go through this while I'm doing it, just in case anybody else needs any help with this. So took that cover off. What I'm trying to figure out now, it looks like there's these clips, so it just pops in, and it should be easy enough to pop those out. But so in fact, I didn't really even think there'd be instructions, but you can see it's got those tabs where you push them in. But I think I have to take this off, which is not a big deal. I've just been investigating what's connected to it. The choke plate, I guess you'd call it, seems that it's integral to this piece. These screws go through the carburetor, so I have a feeling the carburetor is mounted down via those screws. Just a clip to hold the throttle cable, and the electrical clips in right there. Probably can't see that, so not too nervous about taking this apart. I was just hoping there'd be something easier way to do it, but I don't think there's any way to get in there and push those tabs, although I'm gonna. Yeah, there's just. Plus, I'll tell you one thing. Besides fixing the fact that it doesn't prime, I've had a leak. Nothing major, but it kind of makes a mess, and I'm guessing that it's from this primer bulb. So that should fix that as well. But yeah, I just don't see any way to get in there. So I'm gonna take that sucker apart. I think I have a kit with that Torx head screw in here. Let's see, hopefully this is the right Torx head. Looks like it is. The throttle cable and electrical cable are kind of keeping this from, so I'm pretty sure I just have to disconnect the throttle cable from there, and you probably can't see it, but the electrical cable just kind of unhooks, so that's what I'm going to do. I went and got these forceps out of my boat. I was thinking how the needle nose might be a bit bulky. I know this probably isn't the best way to do this. There we go. Just had to pull it a little bit. So that's that. Let's see if I could just pop this. Oh, that was easy. Just a little clip holding the electrical cable. I want to hold that carburetor down. I'm sure there's a. Oh, that screw is. That's weird. The screw is longer. Maybe this just kept pulling out because it is threaded. Alright. Well, whatever. Okay, so take a look here. As we all knew, we were going to have to pull some fuel lines off of that primer. You can see the one that actually goes to the carburetor popped right off, and I was kind of wondering if I might have to replace some of those fuel lines. Just popping off the other one. about using this. I don't have as much control. I don't want to break that. I think this throttle cable could probably come off with that clip. Duh, that's probably what I should have done in the first place. Kind of had a feeling I should. So this piece right here would have just released this piece from there, but actually I've got a good angle on it right here. I was trying to do this without taking too much stuff apart. And like I said, I don't want to be damaging that fuel line. Popped it off. I don't know if we did any damage or not. When I say we, you guys are included in this. Okay, so the orientation was like this. This thing, I'll show you. I noticed it when I was, well, even on the instructions. It's got two different size connections or lengths on the fuel connection. Ooh, this is an unboxing video too. It's got extra actual bulbs, so I guess that's cool. I mean, that probably is the part that breaks. So there are two different length fuel connections, and the longer one is on the fuel tank side, so I just have, and it's actually oriented in a certain way. So fuel, fuel, boom, tabs that way, and that's how it is on here. So I could probably use a screwdriver, but I'm going to see if I can get in here with these things. Yeah, I think a screwdriver is going to be best. I guess it doesn't really even matter if I break this, huh? Like, not the whole thing. Can I break the whole thing? Oh, that was easy. I hope that caught the awesomeness. I was almost thinking about just letting this thing die and getting a battery operated, only because I want my kids to be able to do this stuff too. And I don't think they're strong enough to start this. I shouldn't say they're not strong enough. Like, if you have to pull it a bunch of times, I could see that turning into operation failure, as they say somewhere. I'm sure they say that. Alright, so that's the orientation. Which way did I say? The long one I think goes that way. And actually, as far as orienting, the openings for the tabs are there are openings for the tabs. I didn't even realize that. So I could rewind this and watch it, but I'm pretty sure the long one, almost positive I said the long one went towards the fuel tank. This is gonna be awesome. Can't wait to see the fuel prime in there. We're actually gonna fire this up after we check the, okay, not a big deal. I don't know what that, oh, that, what is that? Not sure what that is, but I know there wasn't anything connected to it. I'll grab myself a seat here, pull up my pants. There is Loctite, blue Loctite on here. I'm not super worried about reapplying it. I don't know if I should be or not. No, should I? The electric wires clipped right back in there. Is there anything I'm forgetting right now? I feel like I'm forgetting something. I know putting that throttle cable in is probably going to suck. kind of excited though, because this has been leaking gas. Now if it keeps leaking gas, it was kind of, I couldn't figure out, I didn't look too hard to see where it was leaking from. I mean, the assumption is it's always going to be leaking from one of these hoses somewhere. But now, after taking that apart, I'm pretty doggone positive that it was coming from there. So if we leak again, I'll be able to fix that problem too with the knowledge I've gained in doing this. Okay, so pulling that in tightens it. I'm just going to make this easy on myself. I'm going to go ahead and take this clip off because then I'll gain some movement with that. So, going to unscrew this. It's a flathead and or a Torx. I wonder if that's the same Torx head. I'm going to find out. No. That actually seems to already be giving it some little bit of freedom. Sometimes rather than adjusting the piece you're working on, it's best to really lean over in an awkward position. This is the position I'm going to be in, and I'm going to remember tomorrow when my back's hurting or something. I'll be like, oh yeah, my back hurts because I was working on an engine. Oh. Yeah, so tip of the day, just go ahead and take that clip off. Didn't even have to take it all the way off. Now that does probably need to pay attention because it does, so that the sheath that throttle cable is in, so it, when I secure that down again, I can't, you know, I got to be careful where I'm putting it. So this is the, I guess, the throttle stop, which I'm almost thinking it has been idling high at times. I'll just remember that. I know I can adjust it if it's got a little bit of extra flag, I guess. So that's your tip of the day. If you decide to take this clip or loosen this clip, pay attention to the throttle cable, and I'm guessing, you know, if it runs a little bit weird, that'll be the thing for me to look at. Just tightens right up. There's a little bit of slop in there, but my guess is if I loosen this up, we're gonna get rid of that slop. Oh yeah. So there's a little bit of a play in there, and this isn't exactly the right size screwdriver, but you can see that kind of loosen up. So the more I loosen that, I'm guessing the lower RPMs this is going to run at idle, because obviously it's in idle position right now, so that's basically what I'm adjusting. Alright, so moment of truth, we're going to see fuel come in here, and what I would, so fuel comes up through there, goes into the carburetor. I would have to keep pulling this until some fuel came in. Let's see. Oh, I saw a little bit of fuel already. Oh yeah. Alright, not going to do any more right now. So we're going to reassemble this. Alright, here's the moment of truth. I'm going to fire this up. Oh we'll see how it goes. It's a little bit awkward when you don't have the attachment on it. A little bit awkward to handle.
When do you want to do the exercising video?
I'm doing a YouTube video.
Oh, you're actually...
Push in bulb 8 times. I can see the fuel in there. Switch the switch to on. Put it to full choke. That's perfect. It was not doing that before. I might not even need to have it in choke. We're going to edit some of that pulling out. But I can guarantee.
What are you filming?
I've replaced this primer bulb on here. Well, I might have flooded it. We're just going to edit that out, right, Brooke?
Yes. I don't want you to get you embarrassed. It's not going to be good.
Bottom line is, I replaced the primer bulb. Oh, boom!
How long have you had this stuff?
A couple of years. The old one I had, I replaced it recently.
So, you guys took for a couple of years, so it's probably a lot more to replace. Not one.
You want to sign off since you helped me so much with this?
Thank you guys for watching.
Primer bulb replacement.
Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.